Hello everyone, it's Olumayowa Victor Ogunshola for you today, and I've got something very interesting in the field of business management for all professionals in the business world, irrespective of the sector or industry that you may find yourself in. Today's video would be very useful for you because today I talk about top 10 tips of becoming an effective and efficient manager. So what makes a highly effective manager? This is what I will be talking about today. If you want to come with me to the whiteboard as usual, and then we can practically put down top 10 tips of becoming a highly effective manager. Thank you very much. So again, top 10 tips of becoming a highly effective manager. Perhaps before I go on, I should really tell us the meaning of some keywords from this title. Firstly, let's look at the word effective, okay? The word effective simply means doing the right things, okay? Effective means doing the right things. So whenever you come across the word effective, or whenever it's come across the phrase effective manager, it simply means a manager that is doing the right things. Effective. Let's look at the word efficient, please. When we talk about the word efficient, it simply means doing things right. I put that down. Huh? Doing things right. So whenever you come across the phrase efficient manager, it simply means a manager that is doing things right. So an effective manager will do the right things. Efficient manager will do things right. And when a manager is effective and efficient, that means that manager does the right thing and does things right. Okay? Thank you very much. I'm going to clean that off in a minute, and then we will continue with the video. So if you are following us, to understand the meaning of effectiveness and efficiency, you can rewind and see the explanation I just gave. But before I go on to tell us about the top 10 tips of becoming an effective and efficient manager, I think we should ask ourselves, who is a manager? Okay, so manager. A manager can be said to be that individual that gets things done through people. Okay, managers get things done through people. Okay, management is the art of getting things done through people. That was a definition by Mary Parker Foley. So if you look at the manager of where you work, okay, so I'm talking to you right now. Think about your manager at work. You would clearly see that your manager is trying to achieve the strategic goals, the operational goals, and the tactical goals of that organization through the members of staff. Okay? So management, the art of getting things done through people. Okay? Also, management could be said to be, according to Henry Fayol, okay, about forecasting and planning. I'd like to put that down. A manager forecasts and plan. That's what a manager does, okay? A manager organizes different activities at work. A manager controls. A manager coordinates. And lastly, a manager commands, okay? So I have just, and this definition is from Henry Fayol. So I have just given two definitions of who a manager is. A manager is that person who forecasts and plans, organizes, controls, coordinates, and commands the activities at work in order to achieve the goals and objectives of that organization. Okay? Again, these are the people who get things done through others. Okay? That is, they achieve the goals and objectives of the organization through others. And now we are going to go to the actual business of the day, where we talk about the top 10 tips of becoming an effective and efficient manager. Now we know what we mean by effectiveness, we know what we mean by efficient, we know who a manager is. We now go to talk about the top 10 tips. Tip number one from me. You want to be an effective and efficient manager. Tip number one, I make it another one. Number one, tip number one, okay? I say that you have a customer service mindset, okay? Adapt a customer service mindset. I say, adapt a customer service mindset. You want to be an effective and efficient manager. Adapt a customer service mindset, which means see your employees at work as customers. Okay, so I'll go for that. Yeah, see employees and team members. See employees and team members as customers. The trick here is, after all, we say that customer is king, right? In the business world, we say customer is king. Actually, in the business world, we say that customer is always right. Actually, in the business world, we say that customers must not only be satisfied, customers must be delighted. Now, imagine that you treat the members of staff, your employees, as customers, which means you treat your employees and members of staff, the team members, you treat them as kings. Which means you treat your employees, which means that your employees, your team members must always not just be satisfied, they must be delighted. If you can take this approach and have a customer service mindset with members of staff at work, then you are on your way to becoming an effective and efficient manager. Thank you very much. I like to mix a lot of colors, as you know, so I'm going to make it colorful for the second point. And the second point would be point number 2. Okay, point number 2. And I say, set clear goals and expectations. No assumptions. Okay, set clear goals and expectations. No assumptions. So with members of your team, you are a manager. So with members of your team, with members of staff, with employees, make sure that they understand clearly what the goals are. Make sure that they understand clearly what is expected of them. No assumptions. As an effective and efficient manager, you must never assume and say, oh Sam, I thought you knew that. I thought you knew that you were going to resume work 8 a.m. on Monday. No, you must make sure that it is clear to Sam what the goals are and what the expectations are. And that's a very important one. I like to pick another color now. And the next one, that quality that can make us an effective and efficient manager, is that we should ask questions. Okay? Ask questions. It actually complements the second one, which means don't assume they understand you. Don't assume that the members of staff know you. Don't assume that they know what it is that they need to do. Ask questions. Ask questions. Not only that you ask questions, you give them room to ask you questions as well. Okay? Ask questions. Ask questions and give room for questions to be asked. Okay, you have to ask questions and you have to give room for questions to be asked. I go to the fourth one on the top 10 tips, okay, for being an effective and efficient manager, and it's about you have to seek ideas. Don't say because do not be an autocratic manager, even though in business management would say that it should be on a contingency approach kind of thing, which means depending on the situation. But please be open to ideas, seek ideas. You can share your professional experience, that's good, but you should just be a facilitator. So instead of being the one giving all the ideas, facilitate and let members of your team, let your employees bring out ideas. Okay, so I would say seek ideas. Okay, be a facilitator. Be a facilitator, seek ideas, be a facilitator, okay, and allow team members and staff to contribute. Allow them to contribute, okay, and team members and staff to contribute their ideas. The more you involve them, the more you allow them to contribute ideas, the more they have a sense of belonging. The more they have a sense of belonging, the more they feel motivated. The more they feel motivated, the more productivity will increase at work. The more productivity increases, also that's going to help with quality. And once quality goes on the increase, customers are happy. Once customers are happy, of course you're making profit. You're on your way to getting competitive advantage. Okay, so number 5, let's go to another color then. Number 5 would be a role model. Okay, be a role model. Number 5, be a role model. Don't be that manager that says we have to resume work at 8:30 a.m. every morning, and then you are the manager who now comes to work at 9 o'clock. Now, if you say it's 8:30 a.m., then you should lead by example. So be a role model, yeah? Lead by example. If you can do this, then you are on your way to becoming an effective and efficient manager. Okay, let's go to the 6th point. Okay, and the 6th point would be that you should remember that the team is made up of individuals. So if you have a team of 10, they are individuals. So they all have different skills and abilities. So even when you delegate tasks, you should delegate tasks to members of staff, tasks that match their abilities and skills. Okay, remember. Okay, number 6. Not a blue. We can go to a red now, maybe. Six, yeah. Remember that the team is made up of individuals, yeah? And they all have different skills and abilities. Okay, so when you give a particular task or when you delegate tasks, make sure that the task matches their skills and abilities. Okay, make sure that task matches individual skills and abilities. Individual skills and abilities. Okay. Number 7, as a manager of the team, you have to be positive at all times. Number 7, you have to be positive at all times. Number 7, you have to be positive at all times. Remember that when you are the manager of the team, you are the one who is meant to motivate your team. You are meant to motivate your team. So if you're meant to motivate your team, you must not be seen as the one who is negative minded, okay? Even in complex times with difficulties, in the midst of the unstable, always changing, ambiguous business environment, be positive at all times. When you're positive at all times, then you can motivate your team members, okay? The 8th point, what color should we go for now, please? We go for blue now, I think, okay? 8, yeah? I would say give appropriate feedback. Give appropriate feedback and get appropriate feedback from team members. Please remember that we are using team members, but as a manager, you could be the manager of members of staff, you could be the manager of your employees, you could be the manager of a team. So if you want to be an effective and efficient manager at work, you need to give regular feedback, okay? And when you give feedback, please make sure that you are starting with the positives. Tell them about their strengths. Tell them about the good things, the lovely things that they are doing that is helping the organization to move forward. And after you tell them about their strengths and the positivities, then you tell them about the areas for improvement. So you want to become an effective and efficient manager, please give regular feedback and make sure it's appropriate feedback. And when we talk about appropriate feedback, it has to be, okay? So tip number 9 for being an effective and efficient manager, like I said, keep it simple, okay? And then we come to tip number 10. Tip number 10, you have to come up with 5 questions and let your members of staff, your team members, ask themselves these questions at all times. Do I fit in? Okay, are they square pegs in round holes? So they should really ask themselves from time to time, do I fit in? Do I fit in my team? Do I fit in my department? Do I fit into this organization? Okay, second question is, they should ask themselves all times, am I clear of what is expected of me? So the team members should ask themselves regularly, am I clear of what is expected of me? Another question, third question, they should ask themselves is, do I get the right support? Okay, do I get the right support? Okay, that question needs to be asked at all times. Another question that they should ask themselves at all times, question number 4, is, do I feel valued? Okay, do I feel valued? Do I feel valued? Okay, and last question is, do I feel inspired? Okay, do I feel inspired? So as an effective and efficient manager, it is your duty to help members of your team or members of staff or the employees to ask these questions to themselves regularly. Do I fit into this organization? Do I fit into this project? Do I get the right support? Do I feel valued? Do I feel inspired? Am I clear of what is expected of me? And if they do that, if they have a yes to all these questions, then they are top employee, they are effective employees working with an effective manager. And these are the top 10 tips of becoming an effective and efficient manager. You know that I will not go until I talk about my passion for Africa, which is Africa must develop. Are you an African anywhere in the world? Please keep doing something to promote African unity and keep doing something to promote the development of the African continent. Have you enjoyed this video on top 10 tips of becoming an effective and efficient manager? We'd like to hear from you. So you can give us feedback by sending us an email at Delta Mango Alpha Yankee Oscar Romeo 4umbrella@gmail.com. That's dmayor for you @gmail.com. We want to provide the best services to you, so please send us some feedback. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up on YouTube, and if you think there's something we can improve on, please send us an email here. So I'd like to say thank you very much in English language. In Dutch language, I'd like to say thank you, and in Yoruba language from Nigeria, West Africa, I'd like to say ẹ ṣé o. Bye.